dealt with essentially quite harshly. Leads the race, Stuart Oliver in second place, Ryan Smith in third place, Dave Jenkins ahead of then Ollie James, and it's John Newell that completes the top six at the moment. Simon Rees in seventh place, Mark Taylor in eighth place, and Tom O'Rourke is pushing.
Yeah, I was going to say the got a bit of damage to the front bumper.
As well as Craig Smith is on the left-hand side of Stephen Powell heading up towards Ritchie's corner, but it is still just the yellow MAN ahead of the red Iveco Stralis for the lead of Division 2. So that is number 3 Stephen Powell ahead of 68, the Iveco of Craig Smith for the lead of the Division 2 battle. They're just heading out of the Wilson hairpin. The leading Division 1 trucks were already on the way out of Palmer. From what a size it makes, 19 trucks flying their way around this Snetterton 300 circuit for the annual visit of the British Truck Racing Championship. The lead battle in Division 2 is absolutely cracking as well. 4 trucks for the lead in reality. And they're just coming out of Palmer now. Stephen Powell under pressure, slower coming out of Palmer. Craig Reed's got the inside line. He might have a couple of wheels or 3 of them on the grass, but they are going to go side by side for the lead Division 2 towards Agostini, whilst also by the look of things Brad Smith is coming under pressure from the Volvo White Aerodyne in the hands of Adam Bint, who's trying to go all the way around the outside at Agostini. They are still side by side. Bint's just got his nose ahead, but he's on the outside line for Hamilton, and this is for the final podium spot in the early stages of Division 2. Adam Bint's gone through by the look of things, gains the place. Yep, so place gained for Adam Bint. Volvo White Aerodyne in the hands of the former Division 2 champion is now up to 3rd overall in Division 2, and that is going to put him up to 13th overall in the race. The overall race leaders are just heading underneath the vehicle bridge for the second time. 10 and Mark Taylor and Tom O'Rourke now has dispensed with Ricky Collick's aspirations after those two were side by side over the start finish line last time through. That's the Division 1 trucks through. Then Division 2 being led by number 68, which is the Iveco Stralis of Craig Reed this time, from Stephen Powell, and then Adam Bint completing the top 3 in Division 2 after Adam Bint. Then it's Brad Smith, and Luke Garrett is struggling down in 5th position in the class at the moment. Luke Garrett, which, bearing in mind his main championship rival Stephen Powell, is 2nd in the class. That's championship points of accumulating ever more for Stephen Powell, who comes into this weekend 5 points in the lead of Division 2. It's a long, long way to go in the championship still, potentially, if we get to Pembrey. If not, if Pembrey doesn't happen because of Welsh Assembly and things being dealt with suddenly differently due to COVID-19 in Wales, it could well be. It's just 3 rounds to the season. Donington Park with 5 races, here with 5 races, and Brands Hatch for the annual end of season affair for 5 races. Race leaders just threading their way out of Oggies up towards Murray's. Martin Gibson leading the race by 9/10 of a second. Fastest lap of the race, that time through for number 69, which is Dave Jenkins. Now, that means that he, for the moment, picks up the extra championship points that there is for the fastest lap of the race. But Dave Jenkins at the moment will be probably more focused on trying to keep Ollie James and the Bagheera Freightliner behind, because the two of them were pretty together. behind him. The next of the trucks going through. Go on. Finish line. 7.5 minutes of the race still to go. Line now on the Trade 6. There goes Stephen Powell in second place in Division 2 and third in Division 2. Adam Vince now needs to watch his mirrors because there's problems with his truck. Actually, the Volvo is pulling off and there's problems with it, which means that Luke Garrett now all of a sudden moves up to third in Division 2 and Adam Vince is stopping the truck on the approach towards Richie's corner. The 300 marker board is where he's pulled on, so he's parked it out of harm's way. It was just smoking as he came out of Murray's. It just started smoking there, and he's not the only one that's had problems because we've also got Brad Smith's Zap, which was losing places and time in the pit lane. I'm afraid to say we've also lost Graham Powell's Renault into the pit lane on this lap as well, so that's 3 trucks that we have lost over the course of the last lap or so. So Graham Powell and Brad Smith both in the pit lane, for which Matt Suckling has news.
Yeah, Graham Powell looks like he's hit the front of the truck, so the radiator I think is leaking quite a lot of fluid there, so that's the problem for number 55, and it may be that he's hit the back of number 16 at the same time, so that could be the instant where those two have collided on track. But broken radiator for number 55 and rear damage for number 16.
Right, read into that as you will, yeah, right, okay, yeah. I tend to agree with you, Matt, yeah, damage to the front of one truck, damage to the rear of the other, yeah, add 2 and 2 together. You don't always get 4, but I think on this occasion we're mathematically probably right. They're over the white lines, that's absolutely for sure. You can see just pockets of dust rising up, but Adam Vince that is parked up on the left-hand side of the circuit. Adam out of the truck and sort of rather disconsolately trudging away. Race leader though, already up towards the braking area for for Stuart Oliver. Gives him the fastest lap of the race with 5 minutes to go. So on, it diminishes, and then the extra point for the fastest lap. So in reality, if Stuart Oliver finishes second and can keep the extra point for the fastest lap, he would get 15 points from this race, which is exactly the same number of points that Martin Gibson, if he hangs on to the lead, would get. For Division 2, Craig Reed now has started to pull out an advantage over the last few laps over Stephen Powell. Craig, who lies third in the Division 2 Championship standings coming into this weekend at the wheel of the Iveco Stralis. The reason he is not higher up than that is because whilst he's had 3 second places and a third, the middle of the 5 races at Donington Park was a non-start for him, so he didn't get any championship points at that one, so that's why he is a little bit at a deficit compared to somebody like Stephen Powell, who has been remarkably consistent and won 4 of the races and finished second in the other. We have had a shuffle further down through the order. Tom O'Rourke made a mistake coming out of Oggies, which has allowed Ricky Collett to work the yellow MAN back through. So Ricky Collett now gaining a place over Tom O'Rourke, so that's the 95 in the certainly seems to be struggling a little bit more with the MAN relative to the Volvo, the sister truck to him. third, and he's had a couple of fourths. Stewart hasn't had a winners yet so far this season, and he is now a lap and a bit away from doing so. He's also popped in the fastest lap of the race that time through as well, 2 minutes 24.667 for Stuart Oliver. So now means that the second 60 for him. Behind now as well, so Volvo leads the charging trio of MANs in second, third and fourth place. I think Jake's still going well here in terms of British Championship. European Racing Championship for the last few years. A long time in the Czech Republic, and done quite a few laps at Moss, which is one of the circuits that Bagheera tend to use for a chunk of their testing. He's under pressure from John Newell, who is the championship leader, remember, coming into this race, but only by a single point from Ryan Smith, who's only 2 points ahead of Dave Jenkins, who's only a single point ahead of Martin Gibson, who's only a couple of points ahead of Stuart Oliver. So, as I said this morning, if you weren't here, we've got the top 5 drivers in the championship, separated by 6 points coming into this one, so it could really turn the tables this weekend in terms of the championship, and even more so if we don't get to Pembrey in South Wales, subject to what happens and the Welsh Assembly's views over the course of the next week really or so, before they need to make a decision, because it's scheduled to be on the 3rd and 4th of October, the Pembrey round. Down the Bentley Straight they will thread their way. Back-to-back champion, time winner so far this year. Take an opportunity to present himself, but is conscious that consistency is championship in the year. One extra point. Time now dead. What's now 22nd to go to go. With Oliver, 7th time of Ashley turns his way through Richie's corner. For the lead of Division 2, Craig Reed has now opened up a 3-second gap between himself and Stephen Powell, and even though Stephen Powell last time through at the wheel of the number 3 MAN set his best individual lap of the race, it was still slow to play. So down the short straight in towards the left-hander at Agostini goes our race leader. Ryan Smith coming under pressure from Dave Jenkins here. Could be on for an opportunity. Truck left by the time they head in towards the left-hander.